Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at another one of my deck lists, that being Ceruledge EX. This is a deck list that I must admit has been on the back burner because I have not took this to a locals yet. Might do it this week to be fair. But yeah, this has been a deck list that I've got built and obviously want to play it, but like I've had no real incentive because like it's one of those decks that I'm not too fussed about. Like Mamoswine, I really enjoy Mamoswine. Ceruledge, I've not really had that personal time to bond with it yet, but I'm hoping this video will definitely help in that regard. So in the description below, as per usual, there's going to be the timestamps and the deck list and all that jazz, as you already know. And yeah, let's go take a look at that deck list. And welcome to the deck list. So this is a pretty standard Ceruledge list, I'm going to be honest. I've been tinkering around with the counts and stuff, but to be brutally honest, it's pretty bog standard. So obviously we play a 4-3 line with the Ceruledge, and of course Ceruledge is our main attacker, with its Abyssal Flames attack. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy card in your discard pile. So because we play 18 energy, obviously realistically 17 at the most can be in the discard without letting this Ceruledge not attack. That means we can be doing 370 damage. The chance of us getting all those energies in there is quite low. We're mostly going to be dealing with boss targets, obviously fire type weakness Pokemon and things like that. But otherwise, the main strategy is to go 2-2-2. And obviously to help us with that, we do have a Briar, but I will go over this card in a moment. Of course, we have to have a draw engine, and of course, Revavroom is an actual engine. Rumbling Engine lets us discard an energy card from our hand in order to use this ability. Once during our turn, we may draw cards until we have 6 in our hand. No, we're not going to be using Knockaway. I would love to just do that for the meme, but that's committing 4 energy cards to this one card, and obviously only one of them can be a Luminous. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So yeah, there's going to be no meme knockaways happening in this game or in this video. Then of course we play a Fez for a bit of draw. We have a Squawk, which lets us discard our hand, draw 6 cards. Pretty standard. And then of course, one of my favourite cards in the format, and also one of the stupidest cards in the format, Munkidori. We play 4 Research, 3 Carmine, which actually lets us play it on its first turn, or our first turn, especially if we're going first. We then have 2 Boss, a Turo, we have a Briar, which lets us do, if the opponent has exactly 2 prize cards remaining, any attacks used by our Terror Pokemon, i.e. our Ceruledge, because that's the only Terror attacker, we actually take 1 more prize card. So we could actually go for a, well, if you think about it, a 2-1-3 strategy. So we can go 2 prizes, then 1 prize, then 3 prizes. That is if, obviously, it comes to that. We can obviously do 2-2-2 because we can go 2 prizes, and then 2 prizes on a single prizer. So there's a lot of opportunity in that regard. But, of course, we may have to discard this card early on, so that's why the Pal Pad's here. Then we have 1 copy of Iono because we do like a little bit of hand disruption. Then 3 Ultra Ball, 3 Night Stretcher, 2 Earthen Vessel, 2 Nest Ball, single copy of Buddy-Buddy Poffin, which is only for the Charcadets, Pal Pad, which lets us shuffle back our supporters that we may need. And of course, the A-Spec Brilliant Blender. This lets us search our deck for up to 5 cards, any 5 cards, and discard them. Then we shuffle our deck. This card is pretty much printed for Ceruledge. Let's put it that way. Of course, mainly we want to be getting basic Fire Energies, Luminous Energies, and Jet Energies into there where we can. Of course, we want to keep these energies for our, our use. Obviously, the Jet is for corner trapping and things like that. So if they try and corner trap our Revavroom, we can at least get it out. Same with the Fez, same with the Squawk, same with the Munkidori. Of course, because we're playing Luminous, we can attack with the Munkidori. We can technically attack with the Revavroom, as we've already stated, but we're not going to be doing that. The only card different from my original list that I've changed out now is I've swapped out the Rigid Band, which I had for Ceruledge, and put in a counter catcher, because normally I'm behind on prizes, and, well, it's just making more sense that way. We then, of course, play 2 copies of Jamming Tower. This is mainly for the God of War matchup, which can be quite a tough matchup. It's also good for the Marty's Grimmsnarl because of their Defiance Band, doing extra damage. And, of course, it's also useful against decks like Dragapult with their experience shares and things like that. So it has a lot of use, and obviously we don't play any tools, so very useful to actually have in the deck list. Then of course 10 basic Fire Energy, pretty standard. 4 Luminous Energy, which is for the Munkidoris, and of course can work with Ceruledge as well. And then 4 Jet Energies for pivot, and just overall getting them into the discard is also pretty useful. Like I said, we have actually a lot of ways to switch out cards. So we have the Turo, as I said, and we have the Pal Pad to recycle the Turo. We have 4 Jet Energies, so this deck can pretty much not be stopped when it comes to attacking. We can just keep doing that, and that's what this deck allows you to do. Most of the time, we're going to be hitting in the mid 200s and or higher 200s. Obviously, the Munkidori can help us out in that regard as well. We have Boss for obviously targets that are weak to fire and obviously have lower health. So we actually have a lot of opportunities with this deck. But anyway, that's enough of the yapping. Let's get into some games. And welcome to game number 1. That was quite quick. I literally just put my phone down to like answer a message. I look up and then I realise that the game is actually beginning. So I'm not one to, you know, say, but if I had to guess, I think this might be a Zoroark deck. Let's see. Do we want to go first? We do actually, because we have Carmine. So let's see what we can do. So what's our draw? Okay. Got a Varoom. That's not bad. We obviously have a Jet Energy to pivot around. We can Nest Ball for a Charcadet. And we can get a Vessel off to get rid of some Fire Energies. So it's, you know, it's... Okay, it's Dragon Ball. I can deal with that. I can definitely deal with that. Let's go for a Nest Ball. Grab a Charcadet. Or do I actually want to Squawk? I think I actually want to Squawk, because that gives us more opportunity. So let's have a quick look. So we've got the full line of Ceruledge. We've prized 1 Revavroom and 1 Varoom. We've prized a Carmine. We've prized a Research. Have we prized any energy? No. Oh, we prized a Jet, but that's okay. I can live with that. So let's grab the Squawk. We're going to Vessel first, so that we can thin more cards out. Those being basic energies. Like I said, we can get this Briar back later, so I'm not really worried. Let's go for a Squawk. That was not worth it, but I can at least get an energy onto the Varoom to retreat it. I knew I should have grabbed the bloody Charcadet, but it's okay. We don't need to hugely worry. We can take our time here. We can at least go for Iono, get more cards into our hand, and potentially find ourselves a Charcadet. We don't need to hugely worry, because if this is Zard pulled, they only play 2 candies. If this is straight pulled, they don't play any, as far as I know. Latias plus Dragapult. Latias doesn't see a lot of play in these lists. I know that much. So yeah, we've got that Briar to worry about in the discard pile. We had our Pal Pad as well, so we're actually in a pretty okay situation here. Then obviously we can potentially find our 1 Revavroom. So we have quite a few options in that regard. Yeah, so it's interesting to see the Latias, I will say. That is quite uncommon. Get rid of your Cloak and a Night Stretcher. Another Dreepy, understandable. I bet you that's a Research in his hand. Or an Iono or something. Yep, it's a Research. Good on you, man. I don't blame you. There's the Buddy Poffin. Badoo. Okay, that is annoying, but we can deal with that. We have an energy on the Varoom anyway, so we're not hugely worried, and he didn't get the actual chance to use it. So we'll just go straight for the Iono. Gives us all a fresh 6 cards. Okay, there's Charcadets. 1, 2. We can Buddy Poffin. Get another 2, because we need all the boys. We can then Earthen Vessel away a Jet. Grab some basic fires. Attach 1 to a Charcadet and pass. Now it's important to note that Badoo will not do damage to our Varoom if he manages to retreat it. Because Varoom actually resists grass. We just won't be able to use abilities. So that's something to consider. Now Dragapult can be a rough matchup, but we need... How many energy would we need? We would need 15 energy in the discard in order to get a knockout, or a one-hit knockout on a Dragapult. So he's committed his third attachment here. And that means no Badoo. That is good. So there's the Revavroom, but I'm going to retreat it first. So we retreat into the Charcadet. Evolve to the Revavroom. I'm actually going to run Brilliant Engine first, so that way we see more cards. That's pretty good. That means we can have Boss on that Dracloak. So I'll attach a basic Fire Energy down here. We can then Boss this Dracloak. And Abyssal Flames for 190. That's a good start. Excellent start. We take an energy out of play, and we take out his only Dracloak. That's really good for us. There's our second Revavroom. So we've got 8 energy in the discard now, so we're doing 190. So we need, as I say, because it's 20 for each energy card plus 30, we would need 15 energy in the discard in order to one-shot a Pult. That was an excellent turn. I will say that for much. That was an excellent turn. Now, of course, he can item lock us, but, you know, that's not a huge deal. That's fine. We have Jet Energy. That's why we play it. And, of course, we can Turo as well, but we have Jet Energy, so we don't need to worry about that. There's a Hawlucha. It's probably going to ping 2 Charcadets, but that's fine. We can always find our Ceruledges. Because remember, Ceruledge is immune from damage to attack, or from attacks, but it's not immune from effects from attacks. Okay, so now we can just jet up something. Do I actually Night? No, I can't Night Stretcher. So we'll just jet up the Ceruledge. Now I'm debating researching, and I think I will. That was a pretty good one. So we can evolve this one to a Ceruledge. Do I want to put the Jamming Tower down? I think I do, just in case he has anything like that. And then we will Abyssal Flames for a lot of damage. Because obviously, Badoo is Grass Weak. So there's that. Not a bad start. So of course, he's trying to buy time to evolve his guys. And this is why I don't like Straight Pull. They don't play Rare Candy normally. You're just so vulnerable. Oh, look, there's a Maractus. Okay, this is going to get spicy. But that's your turn attachment, so you're not using Maractus this turn. He's trying to get me to go for one or the other. And he's only got a Luminous in there. And that's the pass for turn. That's fine with me. So now I can use my items. So I'm going to Pal Pad back the Boss and the Briar. We don't need the Iono, because I'm not going to give him fresh cards. So then we can Ultra Ball away Carmine and Countercatcher, because we're going to be on prizes for quite a while. Grab another Ceruledge. Evolve this one to the Ceruledge. Attach a Luminous Energy to this one. I'm not going to use Rumbling Engine, because I'm conscious about cards in deck. So we'll just boss one of the Dreepies. And Abyssal Flames. We don't need to be doing more damage here. It's when the Pults start hitting the field is when we do. So that's another prize card. Let's see what he does from here. Because even if he starts trying to trap us with Maractus, it's not a major deal. Because we can go, as I said, Rumbling Engine. Okay, the corner doesn't bother me. We still have that in the old brick. So that's fine. I can get a turn attachment onto this Ceruledge. Now, do I want to Revavroom here? I don't think so. I'm just conscious about cards in deck. But I think for the purpose of this, I will Rumbling Engine. So that way we get 5 cards fresh. Okay, that was pretty good. Anything we want to grab off of this? Because I can only grab basic energy off the Night Stretcher, not anything like that. But we'll go for an Abyssal Flames, knock out the Maractus. This does mean that a Pult can start doing things now, but that is assuming he plays Red Candy. I don't think he does. There's another Varoom. Good. We'll need that later. Hey, this is not looking too bad at all. There's the bear. The bear can start coming in and doing things now. But we can very easily knock out the bear. So I see what he's doing, but he hasn't counted the energy because we do 220. And well, bear is in range of that. So I think we don't even need to do anything. So let's just bring up the Ceruledge. I don't think we need to discard any energy. Well, we do. We need to discard one, but that's okay. We just do that, fill the Ultra Ball, and then Abyssal Flames 270. Take game. Nice easy win. That's what happens when you get aggressive against a Pult. Well, a slow Pult. And there's our last Jet Energy. That was an easy match. Putting that early pressure on is something that straight Pult just can't handle a lot of the time. Imagine that with Wellspring, though. That is just how it goes. But yeah, that was a nice easy game against straight Pult. Let's go on to the next one. Welcome back. We're now on to game 2. I've just been promoted to Gyarados rank. I also just got another level in the Battle Pass, which enables me now. I now have another nice Mewtwo art, and I got a nice pack of Destined Rivals, which had the Alt Art Spidops in it. So yeah, I may look at Team Rocket's deck in future. It's a deck that, you know, I like the idea of it, but I don't know if it's going to be for me. So let's go first. Let's see what happens. So I'm not going to make guesses, but I'm going to guess we're against a Team Rocket's deck. Let's see. So we have a really good starting hand. We have Squawk, Carmine, plus Ultra Ball. It's a donk deck. I'm glad we did go first. Okay, so let's put down the Squawk. I'm not going to commit a turn attachment here. I'm just going to do these two. Grab the Charcadet. Bench. Attach the turn here, because that way we have a bit more. We don't need to do anything with that. So it's Carmine. Okay, that's fine. Do I think I want to Squawk this hand? I think I do. I will just Squawk this hand away and get that done. So there's a Varoom. There's a Munkidori, which could come in useful. And then we'll just Brilliant Blender. So, what am I not going to need in this matchup, considering it's potentially Roaring Moon? I'm going to get rid of Turo. I don't think I need that. Plus, we can Pal Pad it back. And then we'll just get rid of a few energies. We'll get rid of another Luminous, because we have one in hand. And then, yeah, we'll just do that. And we will pass. We've burned through half the deck already. We've already got enough to start putting potential threats on. So yeah, that's not a bad start. It's not a bad start at all. Obviously we can commit our turn attachment to Munkidori next turn if we want to. If he whiffs the donk, that is. Well, I say the donk, it's not a donk, but you know. There's Brute Bonnet. So he had a really good starting hand. Earthen Vessel. Getting rid of a Night... My throat just went dry then. Night Stretcher, grabbing a couple of Darks. Fair enough. He could attach to this one, the Petron, and potentially use Poison Chain in the future. Which could be an issue considering we prized the Jet Energy. So this could be an issue. He's committed his turn attachment to the Brute Bonnet, interestingly enough. 2 more Darks in the bin. Is this not Roaring Moon? Or is this just me going a bit crazy? Because Roaring Moon should be a good time for us. Petron EX. Okay, interesting. Carmine. Okay, so he gets a fresh 5. And he's not... Has he Squawked yet? I don't think he has. No, he's not Squawked yet. So he's still got a lot of lines here. There's Squawk. Yeah, it's Roaring Moon. It's Roaring Moon. He needs Perilous Jungle. There it is. There's the jungle. So now he has the knockout on our Charcadet. So that's completely fine with me, Chief. Because I will commit my turn attachment to Munkidori. That's what I'll do. Because then that means going back into the next turn, I can use Munkidori to knock this out. So, again, we're not really worried about this. Like, we have lines and everything. So I'm going to promote the Munkidori. Let's see what we can do. And there's the Varoom. That's excellent. So we'll Rumbling Engine, get rid of one of the fires. Counter Capture. Oh, that's... Then again, no, he's got Petron, so it doesn't matter. So we'll grab the Ceruledge there. Bump the Stadium, make it a bit harder for him. Commit turn attachment to the Munkidori, and we will pass. So what this means now is if he poisons the Munkidori, we can start moving damage around. Which means it makes it a bit easier for us to start taking knockouts for Ceruledge. Obviously, we've got to be conscious of cards in deck. And there's the Roaring Moon. So he needs turn attachment, Sada, plus an energy switch in order to get that moon going. Which, realistically, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say anything. But I don't think he's going to be able to do that. So with Ceruledge at the minute, we are doing 190. So we're actually 2 off of KO in this Roaring Moon. So there's Carmine for turn. And he got rid of Mew, Double Boss. Oh, Double Boss! I don't know if I agree with that. There's Secret Box. Very interesting that it's not something a bit different. But, I'm witnessing cooking happening. I do want to play one of these donk decks, but I'd want to play the burn version because it seems a bit more fun. Like, you actually have to think. This, you just go Petron, Perilous Jungle, Brute Bonnet and stuff, and yeah. But obviously you can't use that Sada this turn. See, I think that's what I might do. He has the Stadium Bump, which is fine, but that just means we get to not only attack with Munkidori, but move some damage off. Which could make knocking out this Roaring Moon a little bit easier later on. There's Fez, okay. We could even knock out the Petron if we want, just take easier 2 prizes, same with a Squawk. Okay, that's fine with me. Because remember, we're still behind our prizes, so we can actually go for this Roaring Moon if we get chance. We have the retreat with the Munkidori, so I'm not hugely worried. So like I say, we're doing 190 right now, so we can get somewhere. Okay, that's good. So, as much as I don't want to bench this, I might have to, but let's Rumbling Engine first. Okay, that's pretty good, because we have the Counter Catcher. Let's do a Buddy Poffin, spin out the Charcadet. We then want to Adrenabrain, 3 off the Munkidori, and we're actually going to put it up here on the Roaring Moon. So, can we potentially hit? Because we're at 9 now, so 9 times 2 is 180, 210. So let's Counter Catcher it. And research. I think we just about get it. So, get rid of this. I think we just about get it. Go to Ceruledge. 250, so we need 1 more. So, Ultra Ball U and U. Don't need to grab that. That's fine. Commit turn attachment here. Pal Pad back. Boss Turo. Because I think we might need Turo just to help pivot. And then Abyssal Flame for 270 and take 2 prize cards. That's how it's done. That's an excellent move. There's one of our Ceruledges, so that's good. He's using Brute Bonnet as a little bit of a meat shield, which is understandable. We've got a lot of energy in the discard now, so we can at least go for that. Plus, we can always find another Luminous. We have 1 left. And yep, that's a concession. Very unfortunate for my opponent, but that was just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But that goes to show the power of Ceruledge once you do the maths and everything, like working it out and everything. It's definitely a good deck, like it has the legs. It's just sometimes it can be a bit of a chore getting up to the high numbers, especially when it comes to some of the bigger matchups like Charizard, Dragapult, things like that. And yeah, that's what I think of the deck. It's definitely one of those that against those big basics and obviously other decks like that, it's very good. Against the big evolution decks like Dragapult and of course Charizard, your best bet is to just go aggressive. And obviously eventually use Briar as well. But otherwise, it's definitely a deck worth considering to play. It's a deck that has a lot of versatility. And like I say, if you're going aggressive with it and getting the energy in the discard, you can even take big knockouts on something that, thanks to Munkidori buff, which to be fair, my opponent did kind of throw there, In fact, no, he didn't really throw because I'd have still got it either way with the 2 fires and the discard, so we would have hit 290 there. But regardless, it goes to show just how much like knowing the maths of Ceruledge really matters. But yeah, I think I will take this deck to a locals probably this week and see how it does. Obviously, by the time this video comes out, it would be a couple of weeks since I did that. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. And like I say, it's a good deck. It definitely has the lines. And, you know, it's actually relatively cheap to make as well. So it's, you know, it's quite an easy, cheap deck. Probably the hardest part is sourcing the Luminous Energy, to be brutally honest, because those are quite uncommon now. But anyway, I'm going to leave it all to it for today. Really hope you enjoyed seeing Ceruledge in action. I certainly enjoyed playing it, and I'll see you all next time.